All right, what do you do for TERC?
I am part of the chemistry team, and we analyze the water samples for nutrient analysis, so things like phosphorus and nitrogen.
What is your favorite part of your job?
My favorite part of my job is my coworkers. It's really refreshing to work with people who are super kind and caring, and they really care about the work that we do and the environment around us and each other.
What is the worst part of your job?
The worst part of my job, I would have to say, is my commute right now. Just because it's a little tricky with the weather, and in the summertime it's construction, so I feel like that's not something you can complain about because that's what everybody goes through. But for me, that's the worst part right now.
How did you get involved in this kind of work?
My involvement in this kind of field of work, I would say in the environmental science side, from a very young age, was very interested in particularly the Tahoe Basin and the ecosystems around it, and what we can do as citizens to help preserve and protect the lake and the resources we depend on. But I would say that specifically with chemistry outside of school, this being an intern at TERC about a year and a half ago was my first experience with chemistry on the job. And so that was the first time where I kind of learned more about handling hazardous chemicals and doing nutrient analyses. So it really was kind of my journey. My experience at TERC also brought me back to TERC. Yeah.
What projects have you contributed to during your time at TERC?
So, fun fact about the chemistry team is that we get to be a part of nearly all of the projects that come here at TERC, or at least all of the aquatic related projects. If people collect water samples and they want to know the nutrient content of it, it doesn't matter if it's Tahoe samples, Clear Lake samples, stream samples. They come into the lab and they come to us, and so it's really fun that we get to be kind of a part of all of them behind the scenes.
What advice do you have for students who are interested in working in this field, or what is the greatest lesson you have learned on the job?
So I would say my advice for students that are interested in the field, whether it's environmental science or chemistry, biology, is just to never forget about the why when you're pursuing work or pursuing a job or a career. Because I think it's really easy to kind of go through your day-to-day and the work starts to become harder and harder because you're not really you don't remember how passionate you can be or what the purpose of it is. And so my advice is really just to never forget the why when it comes to the work that you do.